There are loads of new types of fraud in the online selling arena. Friendly fraud, clean fraud, affiliate fraud, triangulation fraud. They're all very deep and complicated, but in under 2 minutes I'm going to share with you my 3 most common scams that I've come across, albeit small enough, in my own e-commerce business. So stay tuned. Number 1, the not being delivered scam. The most common one that comes up in all e-commerce businesses. You send stuff on track because it might be of low value, because it's quite small, you think no big deal, within the UK and Ireland, fairly simple, and buyer says, haven't got it. You haven't tracked it, it's low value, this can happen very, very easily. Just a small tip, if it is a low value item, why don't you just print a small track label anyway on your printer and just stick it across the front? They won't know, postman won't care, and sometimes that helps. I've heard that from some e-commerce buyers in the past. In our own business, we've come across a few people saying that it wasn't delivered, but thankfully the Royal Mail had signed for it, so no worries there. If it's going to foreign countries, it's a little bit more complicated. Thankfully, all of the postal companies are trying to make this a priority, how to get around it, how to be able to track it properly to the door. And a second common fraud, which is getting more and more common, we've got to be able to stamp this one out, is people that claim to eBay and Amazon that the item that you sent them is a fake, and they send you back a fake one and keep the original one for themselves. Not good. Sometimes it can happen though. In my own business once, someone sent back a pair of shoes to us in the new box, but it was the old shoes, the ones they were replacing, and they were expecting a refund. Thankfully, Amazon sided with us and they didn't get a refund because they still had them. We photographed them and sent them over to them. Anyway, then there's those dodgy buyers that sometimes buy from the UK and want it posted to Russia or Africa. No offense to those countries, but you gotta be careful. These can be false too. The easiest way to get around this is just to email them first and say, listen, we got your order, and ask a few questions, then you'll be flying. But these are sometimes some things that can happen. These are just 3 of the more simple ones that can occur. There are more complicated and intricate ones that go on in the likes of Amazon and eBay, but I'm not even going to go into them here. Don't want to be giving anybody any ideas, but we can talk about them down the line. So what you've got to have is a positive attitude. Don't be like many local businesses that just say, I'm not going to start selling online at all. There's just too much fraud going on. It's not that much if you're careful, if you put the things in place, make sure all your email templates are correct. It's not that complicated. Obviously, if you're selling a couple of 100 items a day, inevitably there's going to be a couple of things that may go wrong, but it's just part of the cost of doing business. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't be letting it keep you up at night. These are things which happen. Just realize that, as they say around here, there will be a few chancers, but it's not a big deal. Okay, try to minimize it. Have all your templates in place, have all your best practice, make sure your staff are all aware of it, make sure everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet, and you'll be fine. Stay on the good side of the multi-channel platforms. Make sure eBay and Amazon are well informed whenever you suspect that there's fraud happening. Communicate with them, make sure that it's not going to be written off as a negative mark against you. And just make sure that your terms and conditions on your website are really, really good. I hope this has helped. More to come. If you've had any experiences which I haven't mentioned you think are very interesting, you'd like to share them with me, please do in the comment section below or send me an email. It's good that we're all informed on what's going on out there. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, have a look at some of the other videos which I have created, and remember, enjoy the online selling journey. This has been Patrick from Selling Online Today. Bye-bye.